The drink, we're clicking to the environment. We're clicking to the environment. We're drinking to the environment. Yes.
And this is the drink sustainability. Welcome to the drink, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Ted? How's everything going? Long time no see.
Oh yeah, dude. It's been freaking a long time, dude.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. I'll say about when was the last time I seen you? I think I seen you in by the shore, Jersey Shore, like maybe like 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yeah, you saw me last year, bro. You saw me
Yeah,
last year.
that
You
was
were
the
like
last.
with your boys or whatever, like chilling out and stuff.
Yeah, that was
You're
Jersey
like,
Shore.
Ted? Teddy Wiener the third? What?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, who the
Yeah,
fuck are you? Oh, hey, what's up?
yeah, man. It's
kidding,
been a
I'm
minute.
But
How's
dude,
your
I am
career?
so happy you are getting to be on my show, bro. This is awesome. I'm freaking stoked.
Yeah, I'm
Ah,
excited to be here.
and
I just want to.
dude,
I promoted it. I just wanted to thank you personally for letting me on the show. I've been asking people if they want to come join in, come tune in, come log in. Always since like February, I think. I did a
oh,
little
thank you,
quick
bro.
promotion.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that. That's really nice
yeah,
of you. Thank you. And if and by the way, if you have a drink, let's cheers to the environment right now. Put nice on the milk. Oh,
talking
where you
on milk.
going? Yo, go hard or go home, right?
Yeah,
Awesome, bro. Awesome. And all my stuff is falling down. Cool. All right, man. So, um, real quick, we're like gonna dive deep into the show right now. So, I mean, I know you're eating right now, but I
no,
would.
I'm cool. I'm cool, and I'm not eating
Okay, all
anything. I'm
right.
just eating
I
a
didn't
little.
want like um, ask you something. You're like, hold on 1 second. um. Oh, also, I appreciate the fact that, and I will tell you this again. I appreciate the fact that you are looking snazzy today.
Thank
All
you.
laser and stuff, button up, dude. You're looking professional. I like it.
Yeah, like I
Looking
said,
better than me because I obviously do not have one.
yeah, I
Um,
took this as a business meeting or something, so I wanted to look my best. You know what I mean? I know this is going to be, one day it's going to be a big podcast, a TED Sustainability podcast talk, and I can't wait to just have a little bit of piece to be a part of it.
Sweet, man. And I totally just start recording now. Sweet, awesome. No, but dude, I appreciate like I was I wish I knew that you were. I should have known that you were gonna wear that because then I should have been like, you know what, I'm gonna look snazzy too, and But I just got home like just before the show, so I couldn't didn't have any time to do much changing. But it's all good. So once again, you look snazzy. Let's dive right into this, man. Um,
Absolutely.
all right, so let's well, for those that don't know you, which is like almost everyone because I'm still new to the show too. Um just please give a brief introduction to yourself and also actually no, let me phrase that. Introduce yourself and then give us a whole background story on you, school and stuff because I know you're still in school, right? Or you're just about to graduate. One of those two.
Yeah, I'm just
I know
about to
I've asked you
graduate.
this. I'm horrible with this part, but
It's okay.
yeah, you have the floor, man.
Well, my name's Anthony Williams, and I'm currently in my master's program, receiving a sustainability management degree in May, and I am currently enrolled in technology, and I took the opportunity to uh, go a little further after getting my undergraduate at university. Um, I was That's where I met Ted.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's where I met Ted. So it was like a really long road. Been studying sustainability since I guess 2014, and I ended up getting my degree in 2019. And I say I met Ted around 2016 ish, around there, 2015, 2016 ish, and
Yeah, 2015 about.
2015, and we had some courses together and stuff like that. We developed a friendship, and he's also sustainability science major. Got his degree as well, so I'm really proud of him.
Thank you.
Yeah, some really great memories together. We share some great stories on campus, and now we're alumni. So, uh, going forward, I think it's I've been real structured, real concrete, and the whole sustainability field, and whatnot, going on a good 10-year run soon. I would say that I would have to give it up to my mentors, my academic advisors, and my parents. Especially the people that influenced my life the most. Um, in order to get this far, I'll be I'll hopefully be getting a job with a chocolate company in the near future. So that should be interesting. And right now, I'm just in my capstone course. So I would say there's a whole bunch I could go into, but I just wanted to give you a brief just background of my collegiate career, or I would call it that. And you know, bio description of me would be more of my background, where I came up. I grew up in New Jersey, and I'm a family of six, and my
Very
dad
cool.
loves science. So when I grew up, I just always loved computers and science and stuff, and he always influenced me. So I love sports, music. I play instruments. Um, I write music, and whatnot and so forth and stuff like that. And I just happen to have a passion for sustainability. It's through science, just my passion for science as in my youth. So I would say, just growing up, it's just always been a challenge. Just try to get opportunity, and based off the environment you're in that background, it plays a huge part, and it plays a huge role. So that was a little difficult for me. It still is, and being of I wouldn't say uh, I wouldn't say a lower class, but I definitely say minority in different areas of the general population, could have certain impacts as well. So just different obstacles I had to go through to excel. I think really also made me want to pursue science and also understand more. So I consider myself, I call myself a citizen scientist, based off this, I think it was a seminar I heard, Hugo Nail seminar, sustainability at Stevens. Um, Somebody mentioned the title, and I consider myself that based off so much that I've done throughout my career, my life, school, and through community volunteer, and through citizenship, and just being connected and learning how to network was a really really huge part. So I think that role created me to be a better citizen, and to be more aware of the citizens around me, and the citizens and the people, and just understanding and creating that better culture is a great experience. So that's another reason I call myself that. Um, I definitely could say a lot more. Don't want to shy away from anything, but I definitely want to give room for the floor. So I think that's really where I'm at right now with everything. I could say a lot, but Ted, I know you got questions for me, so I want to let you go at it.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. I was actually gonna ask you, like, so you consider yourself the citizen scientist, which I never even heard of that, and I think it's a freaking awesome nickname, or even just name for yourself in general. That's awesome. Um, I actually want to ask you, like, so, like, dive a little bit deeper into, like, why, like you said, your family was always, like, involved with something scientific, or any kind of activities revolved around science. Um, so, like, would you consider the area you grew up in kind of, influenced your love for science, or was it like, I mean, I know you said, like, your family and where you grew up, so, like, give, like, I guess, some examples of what really just kind of funneled your interest into sustainability? Was it like, you always saw this happening in your area, or you experienced, X, Y, and Z?
Well, I think for one thing, for sure, uh, my teachers, like I said, in school, um, I think I think at the time when I grew up in public schools, there was a niche for teachers and teaching and for AP, all these great things. I think more or less it was just somewhere between the informational era, which was a little bit right before the 1995 or 1990, for the computers and stuff. I think that era, which I was born in, I was born in 1995. The era was a need for information on a different platform, especially on a citizen level. We were allowed to actually use computers and work through the schools with them, and I think that launch challenged me. I wasn't just a young regular African American growing up in America. Okay, let me either join the military, or okay, let me figure out what are my chances betting doing something illegal based off my background, or what are my chances of actually, I would say, being in like politics. So like, or being in like sports. So weighing out everything was really difficult because there were limited choices for African Americans for a long time, up until, I would say, and I believe, the informational era, where everybody could learn at a faster pace. My dad always used to say, when I went to school, we didn't have this. We didn't have computers growing up. We didn't have all this. So he told me, always take advantage of the opportunities that you have in school. And my mom always, she stuck, oh, you're going to play the instrument. And a lot of things that I actually got involved with, my parents signed me up for, which is funny. So, it's interesting enough. My passion really is from my environment and my parents wanting the best for me and protecting me. I didn't have a family where I could fall in line, where I have a lineage of brothers that are all lawyers, or my father's a lawyer. So I thought it would be cool to create my own future from what tools were in front of me. So I took advantage of all the tools that were in front of me throughout K through 12th grade. And then, I had a fallout, in 12th grade, and I had to get structured again. And my mom ended up signing me up to, which is her alma mater. So alma mater now it's my alma mater. So I think that was more or less something she kind of, like I said, it's when your parents have something, they kind of want you to follow in the same path. So there's a prime example of, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like I went to, you go to,
Right.
Yeah, unless you get my point. So I kind of wanted to create my own little future, or I would say big future. So I think that kind of sums up that kind of question, or that part of the bio, as far as like why I wanted to kind of get into science and get into school, period. Because
Right.
it's not an average statistic for everyone to go to school, number one, and then
Right.
for a young African American male to go to school, you're looking at these statistics, which they teach us in school. So it was an eye opener. I had a lot of people tell me not to do what I was doing. I had people tell me to drop out of school. I've had
Really?
on the flip side, I've had academic advisors tell me you wouldn't be able to take the GREs in time to get into science. I've had a whole bunch of different letdowns in the academia area,
Holy crap.
where yeah, you get bad advisement sometimes, and that's normal. And it's bad consulting happens all the time as well. business consulting, any type of consulting, you just have bad advisements. And, lawyers are sometimes horrible lawyers,
Yeah.
this is just the way it is. So I had to weigh everything out as well. It wasn't just, oh, he was obedient or he obeyed or he just walked in the doors that were open to him. No, I could have went in the wrong direction a lot of times, and based off bad advisement, based off what people have told me what to do and what not to do. So I've had my fair share of trying to understand, and now trying to compete with teams and do team project and team level work with
That's awesome.
no experience in the industry can be pretty difficult at times. So that's where I'm at now, is really competing with my teams, not competing, but really just trying to do teamwork
Right.
and on a competitive level, because a lot of my teammates are in the industry and they have information and they have the experience. And me being in college for so long, I don't have all of that experience in these different areas. I've got my hands dirty a long time and with volunteer work, things like that. So yeah, there you go.
Wow, that's well, it sounds like you're pretty much on your way to being the odds then, because I mean, like you said, you've had many advisors, where you've been saying, oh, you can't do this or you won't be able to do that or blah blah blah. Like, Psh, I'll show you, bro. Like, uh, I'm gonna work and shove it in your face later. Be like, yo, what's up? And then paper, everything like that. So actually, my another question I have for you that's kind of off the whole baseline that we have is like, what is there like any kind of situation or I don't want to say memorable situation, but a situation that you were with an advisor and they pretty much said like, like the worst but the most motivating advisement situation that you've ever had so far, like through your collegiate and academic career?
Could you just no, absolutely. Can you just repeat that one more time?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So like, I kind of scrambled around, so I apologize. But so like, you're playing your roots slowly, as am I. And what I'm asking you is like, was there any kind of um advice, like you went to an advisor or some kind of mentor and they're like, hey, like, you know you guys were having a conversation and all of a sudden it just went south, so to speak, and they were just like, yeah, you won't amount to anything or whatever the case may be? Like, was there any kind of like, wow, this is like the worst advisement ever, but it was like kind of motivational fuel for you?
Yeah, I think definitely my last year in undergrad, I didn't get a sense of direction. And it's always like that towards the end, where things is, because nobody wants to take the risk of you making a bad choice right after college, in a way, where, especially when you don't have schools that have the proper governance structure for it. Um, Dealing with that now, and it's just like there's a slack air gap. There's like a slack or like a gap in that process of undergrad, where they weren't really like pushing students to opportunities after degrees. It was more of just publish a degree, in my opinion. So I think you didn't really get qualifying advisement on where advisors should tell students to pivot next after undergrad career or undergraduate school.
Mm.
So uh, I think that was a huge issue for me, was trying to get the proper influence, which I did get. I got the proper, but I seek multiple advisements at times, so I don't always or only just seek one type of advisement.
You don't go to like just one person, you kind of go to like multiple opinions.
Right. So
Gotcha.
these multiple opinions can sometimes like have a variation. So I think that that was a big issue for me was undergrad, and then undergrad was a big issue. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. So
Uh,
like,
with academic advisement for sure, for sure.
gotcha. Well, what's it called so like you had some, so like along the way you had some speed bumps and whatever, like, but you overcame them, which was awesome. So like, let's dive into like, more of, projects, and like you said, you're actually going into a whole chocolate endeavor, but we'll go into that in a second. um so like during your collegiate career, what kind of projects, because I remember you saying you volunteered for some, and you participated in many. uh Touch up on like some most memorable projects that you've like actually worked on, and then we'll go into like the present and future too.
I think the most memorable project I worked on was when I traveled to Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, and I experienced living there for quite some time. I'm not too sure if it was a week, like a couple weeks. I'm not a month or like a couple weeks,
Okay.
but I'm not too sure the time frame. It's been a while. Back in 2016, um, the type of environment that I was in, I could never forget. Uh, the volunteer projects came through an organization was working with, and we were developing. It was not it was a volunteer, so it was not paid for. Everything was for free, and they paid for our travels.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
yeah, everything was free. They paid for our flight, everything, and our way there and back. And it was more of a learning experience, trying to bridge the gap and getting the minorities to be a part of like national park services and stuff like that. And that's what the program was really all about. And we built bear boxes, you know what I mean? All types of like trails, hiking trails and stuff like that. We got acquainted with the wildlife, learned, about the different types of wildlife, whether it be the the yellows, the wolves, the gray wolves, or whether we learned about the bison, or we learned about the grizzly bears in Bearland. So we got to see a lot of one of the park rangers there. He's a wolf expert for over 20 years. I
Wow.
met him. Yeah, I met him, and
Right.
yeah, man, it was a journey that every person I met put me on a different journey. It put me on a different understanding. Socially and environmentally, I was in tune too
That's
much
awesome.
I couldn't turn from this. Like that stamped me as a environmental, not an environmentalist, but a pure environmental scientist for sure. Whatever I could do to help is what I feel like I was stamped for.
Yeah, you really
So
you really enjoyed it.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think about it all the time. But yeah, that was definitely one of the most memorable, um, say opportunities for me back then, and got some more memorable ones in the future as well. But yeah,
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. What what's it called? What was give me like two more memorable moments, or two more memorable experiences.
I would say the symposium at Kane.
Okay.
That was memorable. Doing the sustainability symposium was a really memorable experience with Dionys, getting the crowd to laugh,
Mhm.
talking about Energy Path, talking about all these opportunities that were done in school, whether it be wind camp, solar camp, just, because, you know, Penn State was a great opportunity to be a part of. I can't forget Penn State, being a part of that and dorming there for the time being, and getting the experience was great. Can't forget that. Definitely look forward to that in the future. Um, Yeah. I would say another memorable I thought would be what year was that? The year I did my project. I did a project with I think it was Dr. Shevitz, and it was um stream daylighting. It was a stream daylighting project, and basically, ideally, what the project was about is just opening up like underground culverts or underground piping systems that still can be like excavated, and creating like a structure for like a river or some sort of stream, to instead of having a pipe, a man-made piping system. So I think that was a really cool project that never actually was brought to fruition, but definitely was something that I love to actually put hands on, because it was, I think it's something that could be brought to fruition. So
Of
that
course, it
that
could
was,
be brought to fruition.
yeah, that
That's
was a,
people just have to do it.
yeah, that was a great project. So
That's awesome, dude. And just to, if you don't mind, just for everyone that doesn't know what it is, what is a covert?
oh, culvert is an underground like pipe, a man-made piping system that is basically used to like transfer like water, from one place to one end to another end.
Like, is it a sewage water or clean water?
Well, if it's coming from a river, ideally it would be clean,
Right,
but uh, there are culverts that are for sewage water as well.
right. Gotcha. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy that you got to experience so many awesome things. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, all that was through Keen too, all through Keen.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
I wish I was more in tune with some of those activities. I may have been, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it was like depending on what classes you took or something, or what professors you had, like which ones that you took their classes on. But dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, could you go into the one because this is one of the things that I actually did want to do shine light on was when you and Deanna's did that one project, the renewable energy project. Can you like go more in depth into that one?
Well, that was a project with Penn State. It was the Energy
Think
Path
so.
project, and that was, Energy Path was a program that Penn State was hosting for students that were into sustainability to join through the summer. You were able to, dorm for X amount of days, and they had a morning and daytime classes where you would just learn different things as far as energy. And I was in a wind camp, and Dionys was in solar camp. So they have different camps that you could choose from. They have passive house,
Oh, right,
and then they also
right.
have, I think they have hydroponics, or like hydroponics was another camp I believe they had,
Oh,
and there
that's
was
awesome.
passive house. Yeah, so the camps you could choose from prior to going, and then you get like a meal plan, and you just, the only thing is you just got to get your own way there. And it was a really great opportunity for me. Um, Great hands-on experience, and I think at the end of the day, Steve wanted us to actually talk about it in a symposium at school. So that's why you were able to know more about it, was through university having the sustainability symposium. And I mean, they have the energy path at different universities every summer. So that
Right.
year was
Okay.
that year was at Penn State, which was really cool. And I think Penn State stopped allowing energy path after that year, so they had to do it at other schools. So I made it the year that they had it at Penn State, which was awesome.
Sweet, man. That's
Yeah,
sick. So
yeah,
I'm guessing you learned a lot, huh?
yeah. All the professors, and they use the teachers from Penn State. So it's like wherever the energy path is, the school is at, they're going to use the teachers there. So I got to like get into the aeronautics course. Like they had different,
Aeronautics.
yeah, I could tune into different courses. Like it was basically like an introductory to what Penn State would be like if you were to
Okay.
go there. and they had different like introductory. You could sit in on introduction courses, and
Dude, that's sick.
I was sitting in this aeronautic course, and I was just
That's
like,
awesome.
Yo, yeah, it was awesome. It was sick. It was sick, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, dude, I love that. I love it. Oh my god. No,
Yeah.
right there. That fucking passion smile. That's fucking what. Oh my god, I love it. I fucking love
Yeah.
it. Just for people that don't know, what can you explain what what the aeronautics? What the hell did you just say? Oh my god, I just lost the freaking thought.
Oh, so it was and there was a course. I think it's sponsored by NASA, and it's Penn State was hosting it. And they had like different like science things you could sit down on, like different disciplinaries. And I was just like, let me just take a look into this this aeronautics course and see how it
Aeronautics,
is.
right? Yeah.
And I went in and I was just amazed. They were just talking, and it was an introductory course, and just learn different stuff. And I was just like so amazed. And I was
Dude,
like,
that's
wow,
sick,
why
bro.
didn't I was like, why didn't I come here?
Yeah, that's sick. Oh yeah, aeronautics is the science or art involved with the study, design, and manufacturing of airflight. Dun, dun, dun. Capable machines and techniques of operating aircrafts, rockets within the atmosphere. That's sick. Oh, so you learned all about that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Where you brushed up on the basics of that?
Yeah, the basics basically. Yeah, just the basics.
That's sick, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Bro. Science rules. I'm such a nerd. Yo, cheers again, man. Cheers to the drink sustainability, bro.
Drink, man. Cheers.
Freaking you and your almond milk. Hey, I'm not hating, don't worry.
Try to stay healthy, man. I drink a lot.
Gotta be healthy. Gotta be healthy, man. All right, man. We are gonna take a short break. You just sit tight, look pretty, look snazzy like you are. Guys, we will be right back. Hang tight.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching The Drink Sustainability. Warning. As you watch the show, be sure to clink at your own risk. Drinks may not appear the way that they seem.